What is happening with King Charles? There's so much going on with his astrology, but if you notice, there is a huge amount of focus in the 8th and 9th house, that Pisces Aries section of his chart. And his midheaven, the MC, is also in Aries there. And you can notice that there is a little bit of a T-square. So see Uranus over here, and those red lines, they are squares, and then there's an opposition between Uranus and like his Jupiter, Mars kind of energy, that kind of square those Aries placements up there. So yeah, 6th house energy, a little bit of like 11th, 12th house energy, and then boom, up into the 9th house, Aries energy. That tells me that with the Capricorn and Gemini energy and like 6th house, 11th house vibes, that there could be some stuff going on with his health and just his public image because of the Aries stuff, and maybe his health not doing so well, especially behind the scenes when he's trying to do things. There's a lot behind the scenes he's trying to do for his family as well with that Cancer energy, and Uranus is very close between Gemini and Cancer there. So he's really needing a lot of rest. His health's not doing so great. There's a lot of changes and things happening there for him. And because the sun is involved in this Aries new moon that's happening up here for the eclipse, because he's a Leo rising, the sun is his chart ruler. So we really want to pay attention to that and what's happening with this new moon and all of this energy with that T-square. For me, what my intuition is telling me and what this all looks like is that he's quite sick at the moment. He's doing a lot behind the scenes for his family legacy and needing quite a lot of rest. He's probably relying on his group, and he's really trying to work the PR and the media at the moment to try and not let any information slip through friends or the groups that he's a part of, especially to his audience and his following. He is obviously the King of England. He is a huge leader and a public figure, so definitely he has a huge audience, which is that 11th house. So because it's Gemini, I'm really thinking that he's really trying to stop the gossip, the information, the news, and all that kind of stuff getting out there before he's ready. But I think he's going through a lot. We already obviously know that he has Cancer and that he's quite sick at the moment. The 9th house and this big eclipse here and all this stuff happening right on his MC, I think there's potentially a lot happening legally. He might be getting wills sorted, a lot of legal documents. Obviously with his health being not so great and he is getting a little bit older, he's probably, crossing his T's and dotting his I's, doing all of the paperwork, the legal side of things, a lot of court cases and things happening, potentially to stop news and bits and pieces being published without his, awareness, and trying to stop as much news as possible getting out there. So I think there's a lot of lawyers involved, a lot of legal things happening with this big energy. And I think publicly, because these MCs here, we're going to know about quite a lot of this, a lot of the courts and legal documents and situations that are happening. If we don't yet, we probably will very, very soon. And because we also have that Pisces 8th house energy with the North Node and Venus and Saturn here and Neptune, I feel like the 8th house things is his family legacy and inheritance. This is money, debts, loans, inheritances, investments. It is other people's money. So if you have a business partnership going on, a marriage partner, that shows their income. If you've got family wealth, that shows the family's wealth. So obviously the United Kingdom's wealth and his, the royal family's money. This is showing that there's stuff going on there. It also kind of tells me that maybe he's definitely getting everything ready for when he does eventually pass. I'm not wishing that on him, and I'm not saying that that is what's going to happen. Potentially it could be, because it is an 8th house topic that is, part of the 8th house. If you have a look at the associations with the 8th house, it's endings and rebirths and all those sorts of things. But for me, this kind of looks like him just getting everything prepared for when he does pass. So making sure all the legal stuff sorted, all the money, all the inheritances for his kids, or his inheritances all going to the right places, getting looked after, the right things are happening. So that's what this energy looks like to me. And then there's obviously that big T-square, which shows that there's some tension, some conflicts, especially around his health and needing to rest and stuff like that. And then he's going to have some huge shifts, because Neptune and Saturn this year do move into that Aries 9th house of his, very near his MC. It'll be obviously closer in the years to come, but it is still in the same sign as his midheaven. So definitely he's going to be in the news quite a lot and very public this year as Saturn and Neptune move into that house, because they are slow moving planets and they do show generational shifts and stuff like that. So very interesting there. He's also got obviously Venus and Mercury retrograde from that Aries house, and then boom, going back into the Pisces, into that 8th house, again reinforcing that he's got stuff that he needs to finish off between legal court events, legal documents, and his inheritance, his money, his wealth, his legacy, investments, all of that, like his wealth and legal documents. Venus and Mercury have gone there, back to there, saying we need to finish some stuff off. There's things that we need to get in line. So while those retrogrades are going, things are confusing and he's needing to finalize and finish things off. So keep that in mind. But I hope you enjoy this little mini reading. I know he's just gone into hospital. There's a lot going on. But I just thought maybe a little peekaboo with the astrology might help explain some of the things that are going on for him and the royal family.